So I want to give if you've watched my video, you know that one of the YouTubers that I follow is Sunny Decree. Now, earlier today I watched Sunny Decree's video, and specifically I came down here and I saw this comment right here. This gentleman, C. Rudin, said, "Prepare for the biggest bull run humanity has ever experienced in history. What do we have going for us apart from the fact that China just declared Ethereum an asset, and the Chinese president expressed in May that blockchain is a bigger innovation than the internet itself?" Now, here's the thing. If you watch my videos, then you know that I believe in this technology. And I believe in the future of cryptocurrency and blockchain technology like 100%. And this isn't financial advice, but I personally am staking some of my own money on this with the investments that I make in things like proof of week cans, et cetera, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other cryptocurrency blockchain type technologies. Now, he goes on to say, he lists all these things about Bakkt and Fidelity and blah, blah, blah. And it's one thing to see all this stuff. And some of this I had heard of and some of it I hadn't. But I thought, you know what? How many times do people just actually do the research on their own? So I went to Google and I just wanted to corroborate what he was saying. And I went through one by one and listen, here it is. And this is all good stuff. And some of this stuff, this is all technically positive for the price of Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and blockchain. But I don't think it's all positive for long-term mass adoption in the way that I believe the technology should be used. And I'll get to that a little bit later in the video. So right here, though, CBOE Insider says Bitcoin ETF approval, confidence is still high, but February 2019, timing could be it. He goes on to say, confidence is high, but not until February, and it may not be the first. In other words, there's so many people trying to get an ETF, and I actually think ETFs are bad long-term for Bitcoin, and I'll talk about that here in a moment. And then there's this one, Crypto Week in Review, Coinbase ponders ETF, of course, market sees violent decline. So it comes down here to say Coinbase explores Bitcoin-backed ETF with BlackRock. BlackRock is a massive player in the stock market, the Wall Street financial industry as a whole. Goldman Sachs drops plan for crypto trading desk, or maybe not. And it comes down here and talks about how Goldman Sachs, I saw the news when Goldman Sachs supposedly claimed that they weren't going to create a trading desk, and the chief financial officer came out and said, I think one of the wonderful things about us is that we get written about a lot. I never thought I would hear myself use this term, but I really have to describe that as fake news. So for now, it seems that Goldman Sachs planned to create a fully fledged crypto trading desk, which was hinted at in late 2017. It will still be moving forward, at least for the time being anyway. Along with forming a desk, the Wall Street firm is still hard at work on an institutional-focused crypto custody service and still offers to make Bitcoin futures markets for its clientele. Okay. So again, I'm talking about making cryptocurrency more available to trade and to invest in, specifically Bitcoin. Word on the street, Fidelity offers Bitcoin ETN to U.S. investors. Now this was earlier in August. However, Fidelity offers access to Bitcoin ETN on Swedish exchange. So here's the thing with all this. This has already come out. However, the Bitcoin price has not moved a whole lot. Okay, hold on. I'll get to that in a minute. Let's just keep going. Big news. Why ICE and Starbucks backed is bigger news than Bitcoin ETF. So this is the thing. This is a huge, this is huge news for some people. Some people think this is by far the biggest news. Weeks ago, the Intercontinental Exchange revealed that it had plans to launch a crypto-centric platform by collaborating with Starbucks, Microsoft, and an array of A-list firms and funds. The platform, which has been named Bakkt, intends to establish a scalable on-ramp for institutional, merchant, and consumer participation in digital assets by promoting greater efficiency, security, and utility. Now, whatever they ultimately decide is going to be interesting, but again, this is still the big financial players. Here's the thing, we need more scalable on-ramps, that's for sure. But what is that going to ultimately look like? However, that's what Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is missing. Right now, if you don't have cash in the bank, and even if you do, when you start trying to move large amounts of cryptocurrency, it can become challenging and difficult at times. However, try to use a credit card or debit card, it gets far more difficult to purchase cryptocurrencies. unlike purchasing anything else on, say, for Amazon, for instance. So more on-ramps and off-ramps is definitely what's needed, easier ways to buy cryptocurrency. Some people think this is mega news. Yeah, it's great news for the price. No question. All this is phenomenal news for the price. Here we go. So C. Rudin had said that, he said 10 universities are offering blockchain courses. I actually found a news story that said that, but I thought this was even better. For accounting degree, 10 universities offer blockchain courses. Getting the universities up to speed. Do accounting students need blockchain? And then it showed you Cornell University, Duke University, Georgetown University, MIT, NYU, Princeton University, RMIT University in Australia, Stanford University, University of California at Berkeley, University of Louisiana at Urbana-Champaign. So here's the thing. Clearly, blockchain is not going anywhere. They're creating blockchain courses. And I mean, this is, if you're in this space, whether you're investing, you're an enthusiast, a player, a watcher, an observer, it doesn't matter. I mean, this is definitely cutting edge. Here's one. This is one of my favorites because this right here could look like a scene out of a movie, some sort of sci-fi movie about 15, 20 years ago. Now you imagine seeing this in a movie 15, 20 years ago. It wouldn't even look real. But basically, Bill Clinton's going to be a keynote speaker for Ripple, President Bill Clinton. It doesn't matter what your politics are. It doesn't get much bigger than having Bill Clinton as your keynote speaker, or more expensive for that matter. So, but why isn't the price moving? Because people have already seen the price go sky high, and I think the market still has a lot of fear holding it back. I don't know if the price for like Ethereum, for example, is going to go back below 200. I know it dipped there for a bit. I don't know if it's going to go back there or not. I don't know if Bitcoin is going to go down below 6,000. The longer I see it above these levels, the less likely I think it is to go back below it. But if it does, it doesn't matter. This isn't a collection phase. This is an accumulation phase. This is a time that, when you're squirreling away your extra $1,000 or your extra $5, your extra $10, $500 a month, whatever it is, this is where, you squirrel it away to. Once you got, cryptocurrencies, obviously high risk. This isn't your financial advice, but the way I see this is accumulation phase. This is ultimately when you want to be buying more. This is the time by next year, some point when we hit another bull market, which I'm thinking might be sometime next year. This is when people say, I wish I would have had more. You always easy to plan in hindsight, but what do you think is going to happen in the future? And so many people are paralyzed by fear. And that's why I think the price is still sitting at 6,500. There's nothing but positive news coming out everywhere. So I think long-term the price is going to go up. That's just my opinion. I'm not an expert or anything, but I believe in the technology. Now, I will tell you, I'm not a fan of all these ETFs and that sort of thing. The original intent of cryptocurrency, if you don't know what that is, you need to go research what is a blockchain, why was blockchains created, what is an immutable smart contract, what does it mean to have a trustless blockchain. Go look at, why Satoshi originally created a decentralized platform. Why is decentralized cryptocurrency important? Heck, you could just Google those items. Or you could go watch a video, and I'll try to put it at the end of this video. You go watch the video, Money as Debt. It's a little short documentary. Every middle schooler should watch it. If you have middle school age kids, or you know someone who does, they should watch the documentary, Money as Debt. It's simple. It's easy to understand. Actually, Bill Clinton's quote from him is featured in there. It's easy to understand, though, and it's important for people to realize why decentralized cryptocurrencies are so important. When you start seeing things like large ETFs and multi-billion, one day multi-trillion-dollar ETFs, when you start seeing stuff like that, that makes me a little bit nervous because it shows that the decentralization and the technology is getting corrupted by the accumulation, if that makes sense. And if it doesn't make sense, just continue to research decentralized blockchain technology. Now, a couple more things C. Rudin had said here. He talked about that currently Bitcoin transactions are low, but he can see them going up again. He talked about the Lightning Network, which is already in place and beginning to take off. China's gonna unban crypto soon. That was his belief. I think he's right about that. They have already talked about it. Amuzi Go is going to introduce Plasma. I don't know a lot about this. I've read one article on this, but ultimately it's supposed to help Ethereum scale. Who knows? Ethereum's also, they're always already working on their own solutions to scaling as well. But Ethereum being able to scale is going to be a game changer for sure. And I love this right here. There's only 21 million Bitcoin that's ever going to be created, ever. And 4 million of them are already lost. You think about that. And these are estimates. About 4 million are already lost, meaning that people lost their private keys or whatever. I personally have lost a little bit of Bitcoin. I don't think I've lost a whole Bitcoin, but I've lost a little bit of Bitcoin as well. By losing private keys the first time I set up a wallet. So when you look at all that, you just recognize, wow, like it's hard. I mean, it's easy to see that the market has to eventually go up if the technology is still viable and you believe in the technology. But my question is, how can you not believe in the technology? How can you not believe in the technology? So with that being said, I think that we are right now in a lull and the price may go down further. But this is the accumulation phase for me personally. I mean, I believe a bull market is around the corner over the next 6 to 18 months. That's just my belief. I'm calling that. And if it goes longer, that's fine. See, here's the thing. People get all emotional. Everybody's looking to get rich overnight. Listen, if we're right, those of us who believe in this future, it doesn't matter if the bull market takes place this year, next year, or 5 years from now. If we just keep buying now, not only are we in the cutting edge space of technology, but there could potentially be life-altering moves in this space. Life-altering moves. By the way, if you don't know about proof of weekends, you need to check this out. What they're doing over here is incredible. If you don't know anything about proof of weekends, you have to check out their website, powh.io. This is just another example. I would come here, I would come to Wiki, and I would just start reading, just to give you an example of what the cryptocurrency space can do. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy this kind of content, please put a like down there. Please hit the subscribe button, that bell notification icon, so you'll know as soon as I put out another video. And also do me a favor, let me know, what are your thoughts? When do you think the bull market's going to come? Put it down in the comments. Do you think it's going to happen later this year, next year, 10 years from now, 5 years from now? What are your thoughts? Just put it down below. I read your comments. I love reading your comments. I will try to reply to as many comments as I can as well. Let me know what you think, and I really appreciate you for watching this video. And at the end of this video, make certain that before you invest a dime in this space, that you watch the video Money as Debt.